What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Special Treasure, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, you guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, I have a guest. I have a guest. You go. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Kiara. I actually have my podcast as well, which I featured her on as well. So, collabing.
Yes.
Mine is called the Mental Odyssey Podcast, but that is a little bit about me. So I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Yes, love it, love it, love it. So before we get into the topic and everything, make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias. Make sure you go ahead and follow my girl on all her social medias as well.
Thank
I'll put all
you.
her links in the description box. Share this video, tell your mother, tell your cousin, tell your brother, tell everybody to come like this
Everybody,
video up. Share
everybody.
it everywhere on all platforms. Yes. So let's go on and get into today's topic. So we're both young. We're both young adults. I'm 23 and you said 21.
21. Yeah.
Yes, 21. So we're in our prime. We're in our prime. And I think it's important. We come across many different situations in life, and I thought it would be fun to just talk about how we would handle them and things like that. It's just almost like an interview style, but just a girl talk conversation type style.
Of
So
course.
let's get into it. So what's the word? Like a question that most people commonly ask. But if you can go back 3 years, what would you change about your life? And if nothing, then why?
Okay, that's a great question. If I could go back 3 years in my life, what would I change? I would fight a little harder for the relationship with me and my mom. I would definitely put a lot more effort into that so that way we could have a healthier relationship. If I could also go back 3 years, I would save a lot more money. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely financial wise, I would have made sure myself was better. If I also could go 3 years back in a way of where I could kinda tell myself how I am now and talk to my past self in a way, what I would tell them is I would be like, "Be more patient, uh, prioritize you more, and that it is okay to say no. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to disappoint people, and it's okay for things to not always go as planned, and also tell myself that it
Mhm.
definitely does get better." That is what I would do if I could go back 3 years from now.
Yes, definitely. And I think as young adults, and we probably feel it from all different directions, so much pressure on us, like letting
Yes.
us know that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay. Like, this is not the end of the world. You have so much life to live. Like, I remember 3 years back, I was like stressing about either whether it was people in my life or if I got a bad grade on an assignment, just silly things, silly things.
Yeah.
But now I those things don't even cross my mind. So just making sure I don't put too much pressure on myself. Um, 3 years ago, goodness, what was 3 years ago? 2021?
Yeah.
2021. I would say I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna go deep and then we'll lighten it back up. But I'm gonna go deep. 3 years ago today, I would definitely call my brother. My brother, as you guys all know on my channel, I talk about it all the freaking time. My brother passed away in November 2021, and that entire year we did not talk, and I don't know why. We just didn't. I just didn't feel the need to reach out. He's 2 years older than me, so it was like, okay, he's living his life, I'm living mine, whatever. And then now it's like, well, damn, if I would have just picked up the phone, like I would have had at least that closure, you know what I mean? So if I was to
Yes.
change anything, it would be that do not, even if you feel like if there is some sort of tension between you and another family member or friend, even though you may feel you're always the one reaching out, it may not hurt just that one time to just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, how you doing? Just checking on you, just thinking about you, let you know I love you," and just let it be that because life is way too short to kind of hold on to grudges. There's a difference between holding on to grudges and setting boundaries, and I think 3 years ago I did not know that boundary. I did not know the difference. It was like
Right.
I'm just gonna I'm me, especially I'm young, having fun, like I'm in my own little world. None
Yeah.
of those values mattered. I was just like, oh, whatever. And then when you lose someone, it's like, well, damn, it was never that serious. Like I could have just picked up the phone and say, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's where I deep dived to just now. So
Well, I do wanna say one thing. I apologize for your loss. I understand that times 10, not sibling-wise, but I did have somebody in my family I was close with, which was my aunt, and I do wanna say this as well. I do wish that I talked to her more. I wish that I spent more time with her more as well, and I also wish that
Mhm.
I did pick up the phone more as well. I do. But I was also in that era of where, I like you said, I didn't feel like there was really a need to reach out because the phone works both ways. So if you wanted to talk to me, you could call me. But even though I may want to call and check on you, I kind of had to think about the fact, well, they don't really, do that for you. So it's kind of like, it's kind of a mental thing. But I did want to say I'm sorry for your loss, and I do understand that because when I lost my aunt, it was very, very, very hard for me. And I felt
Yeah,
horrible about not communicating with her, speaking to her more once she did pass
yeah,
away. Yeah.
yeah. It truly is. It's one of those mental battles that we go through and that we deal with. And to just throw one more thing on that, and we can close it off from here because we're gonna have fun.
Right.
When it comes to, it's always that pressure, and us being younger, it's like, well, they're older, they should be the more mature ones, they should be the ones X, Y, and Z. But again, and we talked about this before, we are I be cocky about our generation, but we have to be like some of the brightest people when it comes to mental health, and just
Right.
realizing, like, you know what, they were brought up in a different time. I'm brought up in this time. This is what I feel is right, even though they don't feel that way. Let me
Right.
be the bigger person. It's not about age. It's about being the bigger mental person, honestly. But
Exactly. Sorry. My
there's a lesson for the day. So we're gonna jump into situationships. So
Oof.
situationships, relationships, we need all the glory for this one. Okay. So one, I do want to ask you, like, are you dating right now? Have you been in a serious relationship recently? What's your status?
Girl, this is gonna be interesting. Sorry, my boyfriend's calling me. Give me 1 second. I have to let him know that I'm
Oh my God.
like, please chips. I was gonna say. So, have I been in a situationship and have I been in a serious relationship? This is gonna be the icing on the tea for me personally, because I have been through some stuff. Situationship, yes, I have been through one, and at first I didn't even know that it was a situationship. But let me tell you why. I'm such a lover girl. Like I love love. I
Yes.
love being in love. I love catering to my partner. I'm very compassionate, and I'm also like a gift giving type of person. So like I really like the people pleasing thing.
Yes, yes.
I that situationship, girl, girl. My mental down the drain. I thought I was crazy, but
Yes.
I really wasn't because like it was the manipulation, the gaslighting, and the invalidation of my feelings that it was just driving me crazy. Like I genuinely felt crazy. I was
Yes.
like, okay, you're not listening to me. It's not working. Cutting it off right then and there. And I never spoke to that person ever again.
Right,
But
right.
serious
Oh boy.
relationship wise, I have my serious relationship that I have been in was actually 3 years. And it was one that I was in right after high school. He was a sweetheart. I was actually a fiance at one point, and the only reason why it did not work out is because he was white. I don't have a preference. I don't judge when I'm, with anybody, but his family judged because obviously she's a black girl.
Hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And with that being said, I did not follow through with the marriage because they kind of looked at me as loud and ghetto, because I like long hair, wigs, nails, makeup, lashes. And they literally, like, when I talk about degrading you times 100, degrading you times 100, and I just couldn't do it. And it's just, he wouldn't stand up to his family. He wouldn't speak on it. And he was a sweetheart, but he was
Mhm.
a mama's boy. So anything that mama said
Oh,
went. But, and I don't knock anybody that is a mama's boy, but at the same time, it's like, you still have to respect your partner too and your mother at the end of the day and let your mom know that you're treating my partner like this. She doesn't appreciate that. I love my partner. So I need you to be more respectful. So that was my serious relationship and my situation.
woo. I'm so glad you talked about interracial dating because we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But
Girl, ooh.
um, yes, the situationship. So I actually recently we just came out of a situationship where
Mhm.
I thought I was crazy and everything, and I was right the entire time. But of course, in the moment, in the situation, I'm still so pleasing. Like I don't address it. I just store it in the back in the file cabinets. Like if it comes up, I see the red flags and I run through it like it's green. It's so so toxic and so insane. I
Right.
this time around, I mean, I would say like a longer term relationship a couple years ago, I thought I learned everything from that. And I'm like, me starting with a new relationship, I'm like, no worries, like I'm good, I'm secure. And I don't even think it was an insecure thing. It was more so like, I'm treating you like this, you're supposed to treat me the same way back. And
Right.
it wasn't reciprocated. Like, and I'm like, you know what? And this literally just happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, not
Literally.
oh, it's recent.
It's that soon. Oh,
Oh, it's
very recent.
recent.
The tea is hot. It's on the
Mhm.
burner. Um, and what I had to learn from about myself is that I give way too much. Like I fall hard. I fall in like hard. I fall in like very, very hard. If I like one thing about you, I'm obsessed. Like I want to know everything about you and I want to be able to treat you the way I feel that anyone should be treated. But then
Right.
I keep catching myself like, oh, I'll send you this gift, I'll do that for you, I'm looking out for you this way, and I'm that one. I'm again, it's like the same thing when it comes to friendships. I'm sitting here scratching my head, wondering why I'm still doing everything for me
Mhm.
when I also do everything for you.
Right.
Oof.
Girl.
In one ear it could be, oh, it's somebody else, in another ear it's just that's not them. Listen to this ear, girl. It's somebody else. Like I'm gonna just say that. Okay. But yeah, so situationships I try to stay away from, and I will moving forward. I think the best relationship is with yourself. So I've been
Yeah.
making sure I'm taking myself out lately, just doing everything good for me. And yeah, I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
I agree with
Uh,
you on that. Self-love is really important.
mhm,
It's really important.
true, true. Now let's get into the next topic, which you already kind of spoke on it, interracial dating.
Okay.
Now, so let me ask you,
Okay.
do you have a preference
When I date in general,
in general? Yes.
okay, this is gonna sound so bad, but it's true. It's true.
Go ahead.
Before, when I was with that partner, no, I did not have a preference, or anything like that. After that relationship, now I do have a preference. Me personally, me and my man, I do like them, a little more cuddly, a little more on the chubby side, a little warm blanket at night,
Mhm.
Um, I do. Race really doesn't matter once again to me. It doesn't matter. But will I ever? Oh, this is gonna sound so bad. I would never be with another white guy. Oh, that sounds so bad. But
Mhm.
it's true. It's true. But I have my reasons, though. I have my reasons, not because
Right.
I think that every single one is gonna be the same way. No, but I just feel like I learned a lesson, and I feel like I just connect more, with our own people.
Race.
I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
word it without it sounding
Yeah.
bad. But
No,
yeah.
and I hate that people will make you feel like terrible for your own preference. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I always say I don't have a preference. Then I think about like, do I? Because I like everybody. Like, I don't care if you're black, white,
Right.
Asian. I can find anyone attractive if they have the right qualities.
Right.
Now, I've dated a white boy before, long time ago, and he literally broke up with me because his friends didn't like that he was with a black girl.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
me being black girl in an all white school, already like, what the heck is going on? Like, it really messes with you mentally. Like,
It
what in
does.
the world what is this? So I don't have, I just can't see it ever happening again because I just don't see where there would be some sort of connection or some sort of like what's the word, like you can't really relate on the same things, and I need someone to understand where I'm coming from on many
Yes.
different topics. And I'm very open about being young, being black, being a female, and the struggles that I go through, and I don't ever want to feel like I don't feel comfortable talking to my partner about that.
Right.
So that's first and foremost. Um, but then again, I'm also in, and it could just be your environment, of course. Like I haven't traveled a lot. So me being sheltered into like my environment and where I'm at, there's also not a lot of black guys that dates black girls. So you're also stuck in that situation too. And not that the world is just black and white, but it kind of is sometimes,
Yeah.
honestly. But it
No,
kind
you're
of puts
right.
you in a
You're right.
it puts you in a box. Like, what the heck is going on here? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then it's just it's stress. And then it makes you question yourself. So that's why it also goes back. Self love is where is where it's at,
Yes.
honestly.
Top tier. Top tier.
So, therefore, you're not seeking validation from elsewhere and all that other stuff. No, 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 no.
Right.
on to let's start talking about friendships. So,
Mhm.
have you ever dealt with a fake friend or dealing with fake friends like within a friend group, and how did you handle that?
Woo! I got a story time.
Love your story time.
Oh, okay. Mini story time. So, yes, I have dealt with fake friends and I have had to cut people off because of them being fake or us just not being on the same path anymore and same passions. Okay. So, let's start off with the fake friends. I also went to a school that was predominantly white. I was one of the only black girls in that school. And so, fake friends wise, and it's not funny. But now that I think about it, because I'm older, it's a little funny. Okay. But my mother used to call, she's like, "Y'all are like the Suicide Squad." I said, "Wait, whoa, what did I—" But it's not like a suicide thing. But she used to call us like
Right,
the Suicide Squad because she's like, "Y'all are crazy. Like y'all want to do this, and then y'all say y'all want to do that, and then one day y'all get along, and one day y'all don't, and then one day y'all are like perfect little angels, and then the next day y'all are butting heads." And I was like, that made me think because I feel like even though I may not have the best relationship with my mom, I feel like parents always know when a friend is fake before the child
yes,
does.
they do
Before the
every
child
time.
does.
I don't know how they
Yes.
know. Yep.
And she's never failed. She's never been wrong when I had a fake friend. She's always known. Always. But with that incident, I had to cut them off because I started to realize that there was a lot of negativity in there. And like I said, I've, kind of been dealing with depression for most of my life. But we would kind of like feed off of each other because like each of us would kind of like be a little bit, going through something. But okay, if this person was happy, well, let me vent and, be like, oh, well, I'm going through this. Da, da, da. Basically
Right.
taking the positivity that you have and sucking it out of you to make you feel bad for being happy that they're sad. If you get what I mean. So I had to cut them off because I realized that it was just a negative circle. It, like the recycling system. Like it just keeps
Right.
going. And so I had to cut those people off. But then at the same time, because it was a predominantly white school, I went through a lot of bullying. So this is where they became the fake friend. You feel me? So as I was young, still going, I developed very, very early. Okay, so puberty wise, I developed early. And so some of the girls at that school did not. Okay. So of course, I had all of the lady parts very, very early. Okay. Keep that in mind. There was a time in gym
Oh
class,
boy.
where the girls go to the locker room, change, come out of gym, and okay. I was changing. Little did I know that there was a picture of me circling around the school where I was changing and I was in a sports bra. Okay? It was really bad. And that was one of the reasons why I had to actually leave that school and I ended up going to a more diverse school. So that picture was circling around me because a girl that I guess didn't like me took the picture and circled everywhere. It was in the football group chat, basketball. Every guy in the school had that
Oh,
picture of me in a sports bra. Okay? And, I was a little bit thicker too, so, I had some chub rolls, whatever, whatever, whatever. I like food. It is what it is. But
period. Period.
yeah, so that happened, and when I told my friends about it, long story short, I realized that they did not want to stand up for me nor help me or anything like that. They were like, "Well, maybe you should just go change in the bathroom, or maybe you should just avoid her." And I'm just like, "You really can't avoid somebody if you're in a locker room, limited bathrooms, and you have to change." But what I was kind of expecting out of them, like I said a little bit before, in my podcast, is I was expecting me out of other people. And because I didn't see them stand up for me or really consider my feelings and validated them and all of that, that's what made me cut them off as well. Because if I'm going through something so bad that's making my mental health worse as it is, because I already have problems going on at home, now I'm having problems
Hmm.
going on at school, and I can't even come to my friends to defend me, let alone understand and be like, it's going to be okay. This is something minor, whatever, whatever. That really sucks.
Hmm.
It really does.
Yeah.
My last story time before I finish, I had a recent friend group, okay? And so it has to do with my podcast, and this is what I'll say. Long story short, without mentioning names, I had a friend that used to talking stage with this guy. Okay. They never really like established anything or whatever, but me and the guy were cool too because when I had my apartment, he would come over. We were all cool with each other. But I'm also not that friend that's like really really cool with somebody's man because that's like a boundary. Like I wouldn't want my friends too
Right.
friendly with my man either. So but, a few months passed. It was like 2, 3, maybe 4 months after they stopped talking or whatever. And he hit me up and he was just like, "Hey, would you like to collab on a podcast?" I personally, some people may think I'm wrong for this, but I didn't see a problem with it. If I'm wrong, I'll take that accountability. But I didn't see anything wrong with it because at this time she was already seeing other people, talking to other people. So I figured that, okay, well, it's just a podcast. And what we were talking about wasn't anything that was about her, anything. Like the podcast that we filmed that I never posted because we fell out, we were talking about the change in the hip hop culture in the black community. Da, da, da. That's what we were talking about. Okay. She said, I don't really appreciate the fact that you did a podcast with him and I think you need to take it down. I said, wait, why? What did I do? I was like, me and him are cool. Like, and I know y'all, aren't talking anymore, but you moved on. And she was like, well, I just think that's weird because I had this person that I was in a relationship with. We were off and on, but we straightened things out or whatever. We're cool. But she used that against me. And because it was so traumatic, mind you, their fallout wasn't traumatic. It was over something personal. I won't speak on it. But mine was traumatic. And she's like, well, if I went and talked to him and did this, 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 and then this, how would you feel? I said, first of all, that's completely and totally different because it's not like I'm dating him. It's not like I'm flirting with him. I'm not trying to see him or do anything like that. How me and you are filming right now is exactly how me and him filmed. We didn't see each other in person or nothing. It was a 20-minute podcast of us just talking about hip hop culture and how it has evolved in the black community.
Strictly business.
And I'm
Right.
just like, but I still like, I partially understand where she could have been a little hurt, but then she's like, and then he's commenting on your post, doo 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 doo. I didn't even engage in that. If he's putting heart eyes under my post or whatever, I'm not paying that no mind because I'm not interested in him. People put heart eyes under my post all the time, okay? I'm not being conceited, but I'm a pretty girl, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I didn't think anything of that, but I also don't really check the male comments that much because I don't really care. I have a boyfriend, so you can do that. I go with my man. We're good, okay? But I
Right,
didn't
right.
understand how I was wrong. So long story short, I had to cut her off because of that. I blocked everybody, and these girls were very spiritual. It was a friend group, okay? Very, very spiritual. Not knocking anybody who's in spirituality because I am too, and I'm still learning. But I got a message on Facebook. Mind you, I don't even use Facebook like that, okay? And they're like, wow, I can't believe you blocked all of us. I didn't even do anything to you, but
Oh
when
my
shit hits the
gosh.
fan for you, it's raps. Mwah. I was like, that's so childish. Okay, like I'm
Right,
grown.
yeah.
Okay, and mind you, these girls were a lot younger than me. They were like 19 and younger than me, and I'm 21. So I'm like, that's so immature. That's so messy to be like. And here's the thing about it. When I created the podcast, I even asked her. I said, "Would you feel more comfortable if I just did not post it?" I considered her feelings. I did. I said, "I'm sorry that you feel that way, and if you are uncomfortable, I will not post the podcast and I will delete it." And she was like, "Well, it's just for the content, so go ahead." But you did all of that just to say that it's for the
So
content.
you feel away. So you feel away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I'm literally telling you, like she has talked to like maybe 2 or 3 guys in the span of months where you would think that she's over that small thing. But that was
Mhm.
that. And I had to cut them off because I was really,
To
really
each
bad.
his own. To each his own.
It was
Oh,
bad.
it's funny 'cause I definitely had a similar situation. And growing up, oh my goodness, again, the need to feel acceptance was insane in school. It really, really was. It was terrible. But I found my clique. It was 6 of us, and we always were very proud that we had probably like what we would call like a diverse group. We had myself, who's obviously black. We had a Spanish girl, a mixed girl, and then the other three. It was 2 Italians and an Irish girl, whatever. And we loved the fact that we all were just so different and stuff like that. So we had so much pride in our group, and you couldn't tell us nothing. Like we met up every day, we took classes, we always hung out together. It was like it was the 6 of us. And then here comes a boy to come in and sweep up one of us. Not me, but swoop up one of my friends. It wasn't me. Swoop up, he was a senior. We were sophomores at this time. He was a senior. He came in, took our friend. I'm exaggerating, but really that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
She switched out on all of us, and then the cookie crumbled so bad. Like it was a group of 6, and then we're down to a group of 5. Then there's all these group chats, and everyone's arguing and whatever. And then for some reason, he felt the need to speak. For some reason, when guys decide to speak in a room full of females, don't speak. We didn't ask
No, I
you.
agree because
Uh,
it has to do with the females and the friends in the group. It has nothing to do with you. Even though it may
nothing
be
to
talked about you, you still have no say so.
do. No, you have no room for defense.
Right.
You have no room, no room. So, and then it crumbled down to 4. three, two, and now it's just me and my best friend. We've been best friends for 10 years. We're like the only two standing from that. So
Wow.
it taught me a lot. It taught me so much. One, that anything can happen. I mean, you guys could be best friends or a group of whatever for however many years, and then just like that, someone can just flip. And then you start seeing true colors within the friend group. It's like, okay, you're taking her side or taking this person's side, or you're teaming up with this person. It's like it taught me now that I'm 21 or well, I'm still in your age, girl. I'm still in your age. Now that I'm 23, it's like I don't need a huge friend group. And when I was younger,
Right.
I wanted that so bad because you see it in the movies, you see it on TV, like you go on girls' trips and it's like 10, 8 girl or 8, 10 girls and everyone's matching and it's cute and whatever. But now it's like I don't need that.
Right.
And again, it all there we go with the validation. All I need is my one friend, and we treat each other the same, and we have a mutual respect. You really don't need a group of friends. Now, it's cool to have people that you're cool with, associates, whatever, but learning the definition of a friend is like insane. And me being where I'm at right now, like my work field position, I come across females all the time. And in the moment, we'll say like, "Hey, that's my friend," but really, it's just like that's my homegirl, that's my
Yeah.
coworker that I'm just a little bit more cool with than other coworkers. And just understanding where those boundaries are it's just something that you just have to learn. And once I figured that part out, that not everyone you come in contact with is your friend, life has been peaceful on the friendship side of things. Only
Yes.
share your business with one person, your select few, and that's it. You don't need to go spreading the word to everyone about everything. It's just unnecessary, you guys. So unnecessary. It brings in so many other people's opinions, and then you start altering your own opinion. Like you don't even know what you really think. You're too busy like stuck on what someone else think and what their thought process is. You don't even have your own thought process. So,
Right.
whew, goodness gracious, friendships. I mean, I'm good
No,
with my
that's
one
a topic
friend,
that I feel like
honestly,
we could talk on forever because friendships, they always
forever.
change. It's always something. It's
Always something, always
Yep.
something, always something. Last thing I want to talk about on that topic, and we can go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, I'm getting my mouth dry. Hold on.
Girl, I got some water too. Matter of fact, water break.
Matter of fact,
Yep, water break. Yep, needed.
and this this last thing I want to talk about, this will tie in. This is also something that I've been wanting to talk about because I see it all over social media, all over TikTok. It ties in being self-aware, loving yourself, and not seeking validation. It also ties in this whole friendship thing. So, what are your thoughts on a friend that outdresses you?
Ooh, okay. Outdresses you like if it's like your birthday or like an event or something.
Exactly. If it's your
Okay.
birthday, how are they supposed to show up to your birthday?
Not gonna lie, me personally, I think we can all eat. I like to see people's different styles.
Period.
So me personally, if I see my friend outdress me, I'll be like, girl, I'm over here looking like a gremlin. Where did you get that from? You feel me? Like
Right,
I'm
right.
the supportive friend. Like I'm not the one that's gonna be like, you showed up wearing all of that to my birthday dinner, and
Yes.
I'm just
Oh,
not that person. But me personally, I feel like if it is your friend's day, like you're celebrating your friend, okay? And like some people's fashion is different. So even though you may think that they're overly dressed, maybe that's just their aesthetic. And I think people need to start
right,
realizing that too. Like there's some girls who are definitely very, 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 very feminine. Me personally, I have my feminine times and I have my, tomboyish times too. Well, because I
right.
did stuff and I'd rather be comfortable than uncomfortable. But in
100%.
that instance, though, long story short, I wouldn't talk down on them. I wouldn't, stop being their friend or anything like that because I actually like to see the different outfits that my friends come up with because even
Mm-hmm.
then, we still will FaceTime before we go anywhere and be like, "Hey, do you
Ooh.
like this outfit? Does this look good?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, girl, you look good." Because you need friends that will hype you up, not talk down on you and get mad at your every move. It's what I
Right.
feel.
And are they really your friends if you don't know what they're wearing beforehand? Like, honestly. Like,
Right.
are they really your friend? Because there's no need. Like, I've never, and with my best friend, when we're getting dressed, we're usually on FaceTime. If we're not together, we're on FaceTime, and we're going to figure out what we got on, what our options are. And
Yeah,
me personally, like, I'm more of a chill girl. I'm more tomboyish. Like, I'll rock out with some dunks, whatever.
girl, me
And
too.
my friend is more like heels and stuff like that. So we don't even match each other's like style when it comes to that. We can
Yeah.
complement each other, but as far as style, but we don't match the same style. So for me personally, it's like Sure, if she's gonna pop out in the dress looking all cute, cool. I'm gonna be on my tomboy stuff, you be on your girly stuff, and it just works. It complements each other. So for
Yes.
girls who like come or they show up to their birthday dinner and they scope out their room and they look at their friends and they're like feeling uncomfortable within themselves because this other person may look better, what society would consider better, or what you may feel is better than yourself is insane. Like I never understood that. I don't think there should be a dress code or like, hey,
Right.
don't wear this, don't wear this because I want to be the star. If it's your birthday and you're around genuine people, you will be the star and a trash bag. Like
100.
it does not matter. So, oh, I just needed to talk about that. I've been thinking about that since the
Yeah.
whole thing went around on social
And
media. I was
pissed
like,
people
oh
on
my
social
God.
media about it. Like this one girl got actually mad because one of her friends outdressed her on her birthday. I was just like,
Right.
you made this a whole thing. And then people in the comment section, like there's some people that are like that and they're like, yeah, I would be mad too if she showed up wearing that because like it's supposed to be my day. You know how many birthdays you probably had where it's been your day and you getting mad because somebody wore
Cute.
something a little extra cute,
Right.
a little
Right.
extra bougie. Like, come on.
And especially if you're the type of girl to like go out to the club, you don't know who you're gonna run into that's looking like X, Y, and Z. So again, tie it back to you need to be secure within yourself and what you put on for the night because no one should ever affect the way that you feel, how comfortable your walk, your talk, your swag, none of that. None.
Right.
Did I just say swag like it's 2012? Oh my
Girl, I
gosh.
still use that too. Even when you say click, that gave me some nostalgia.
Yes, I be saying things. I'm like, do they even say that anymore? I'm so old in the head, I swear. But yes, so I'm going to wrap up the conversation here. Thank you so much for being on my platform. I really, really appreciate it.
Of course.
You guys, make sure you guys follow us. Like I said, everything will be down in the description box below. Comment down below some of your opinions. How do you guys feel? If you guys have answers, we will be down in the comment section below, messaging you guys back. So, that is all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.